Hi everyone, and welcome to episode 54 of Chris Latinas. This is a knitting and cozy mystery podcast. If you're here just for cozy mysteries, look at the down bar. There's a stamp that tells you what time to forward to. That's at the end of the program. If you're here for knitting, welcome. And you got to start off with that. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe so you know when new content comes out on my channel. And I'm also having a sale right now on my sock patterns for Summer Sock Camp. So Summer Sock Camp 2024 is the code. So feel free to use that. I think it's 25% off my sock patterns. It's either 25 or 20%. I'm not too sure. I did the code a while ago. I'm a little bit kooky right now because I've been doing so much baseball. We just finished. So I'm very happy. 2 kids in baseball in 1 year has been a lot. My reading and my knitting mojo has been down. I have not wanted to do anything lately. I'm on this complete purge where I want to get rid of everything. I want the house empty, which is good because with the knitting, I haven't been buying anything. And I'm really just working on getting rid of my whips, which I've been planning to do for like the last 2 or 3 years. I mean, I actually write down how many whips I have left. I think I started the year off at 43. I am currently down to 36, which is really good. I haven't been casting on anything. Again, I wish I was knitting more, but I have finished a lot of shawls and I've been looking at a lot more stuff. And I think I'm going to go for it and try to get rid of a lot more because I'm liking that my big pile in the corner is like dwindling. And if I could get these 2 cabinets I want to buy, it's going to be awesome. I'm going to put all the yarn in that and just have an empty living room right now because that's where all my stuff is in. Unfortunately, I do not have a craft room. So my husband keeps giving it like the dirty look every so often. He's like, so I thought you were getting rid of these things. I'm like, yeah. So I've been really focused on it. And my first FO, which is a new pattern of mine, which I started last year during the summer. And it was just something easy to knit. I fell in love with this yarn from Yarnable. It looks like a watermelon. I had to make a watermelon shawl. So I've been sitting there knitting at the pool on this the whole summer. I knit till about like here. And then I was like, okay, I got to do a border now. Let me figure this out. And then I just put it aside, never looked at it again. I picked it up recently because we went back to the pool and finished it. I am so happy with this. I have a watermelon shawl. So the yarn is from Yarnable. It is called Sweet Liberty. And then this one's called Dandy. And I'm calling this the Watermelon Sugar Shawl. Originally, I think I called it the Fun in the Summer Shawl, but because my friend was, I was like, I want to name it Watermelon, but then I feel bad for people that don't have watermelon yarn. So my friend was like, why don't you just call it Watermelon Sugar after the Harry Styles song? Listen to it. It was a pretty good song, and I love the name Watermelon Sugar, so it's perfect. I'm going to put it on because I just love this. This makes me so happy. I have a watermelon shawl. It's so pretty. It's just one of those kooky things that I just wanted. And I wish I had enough yarn to design a sock. I might try contacting her, see if she can make sock sets in this. Because, gorgeous. I just love it so much. Or maybe I'll find another watermelon yarn. But this was, and her yarn is so plump. It's just, I love working with it. I get so excited. Because it's plumper than other yarns, I feel like I can only use her yarn with her yarn, but it's so soft. I can't recommend Yarnable enough. It's beautiful. There's so many. I buy the full skein and then I get half a skein. So this one's half a skein. This is a full skein of yarn. And I buy that because every time she comes out with a combination, I'm like, I want to make a shawl out of it. I don't want to make socks. I want to make shawl, but it would be really pretty in a sock too. So that might be coming out soon. I don't know. We will see. But I am so happy with this. And this shawl is definitely going to be coming out by the end of July. So remember, Watermelon Sugar. It's so cool. It's very simple, great poolside knitting. You're just sitting there knitting. Don't even have to think about it to the border. Oh, my nail. Now the next one I finished was my 24 Birds cowl from Helen Stewart, my favorite designer in the whole entire world. And she made this for an Mkal. Look how gorgeous this is. Oh my God. I might use it as a blanket. It is a circle shawl. So you can see how beautiful it is. Just trying to get all that gorgeous lace in. Oh my God. I loved knitting this. I was knitting it with my friends, my knit group. I was driving them crazy. I was like, are you done with the clue? I finished the clue. I was up until I think it was clue 4 or 5 that baseball started. Mojo went out the window, and then I calmed down. But I'm using Wool and Vine yarns. She made this amazing, amazing kit, which I thought was genius. Basically, she made 2 kits. Both kits have the same 3 colors. She just changed the solid color. So for my kit, it was with the teal. And let me see if I got this right. Gilded Lily, Pimpernel, Sage, and Willow. And they fade so beautifully together. And then the way the brown one worked, you started with the green and worked your way out to brown. So it's so interesting. If you want to look at Kristen's video from Wool and Vine, she has the brown version. It's amazing. It's the same exact yarn except for one color change and the way it's going, and it looks completely different. It is gorgeous. It is not, it's adventurous beginner, I would say. The one thing that drove me a little crazy was in this section. I want to say this is clue 5. You get into a rhythm and you keep knitting, and it's like, you know where the next row's going. She moved a yarn over on me. I went 4 rows in, and then I realized the yarn over is not where the yarn over was. What the hell? I was like, what? So I look back and I'm like, oh my God. I had to rip back over 600, I think it was 600 stitches. That was not fun. Luckily, I was able to do it. I did not drop any stitches. Very proud of myself. And I love this detail right there. Look how pretty that was. That is my favorite part of the whole thing. The only thing I would say I complain about was she, when you start around, she moves it sometimes, which I'm fine with. But there was one section where it started with a yarn over and then you changed the colors. I want to say it was over here. I'm not going to, it's not the right spot, but I'm going to say it was this section right here. No, this one right there. It was that section. Somewhere in here is the beginning of the row. Actually, I think this one was it. Yeah, see how funky this looks? Now look how beautiful that is. Yeah, I found it. Originally, I couldn't find it, but now I found it. So it got a little, maybe I'll play with it, see if I could pull out the yarn a little bit to make it look a little bit, because when you change the colors and you had a yarn over, it got a little tangled up, and I didn't realize it till I was already past that, and at that point, I'm just like, screw it. Because you can't, this just happened to be a weird fluke that I was holding it in the exact spot. Yeah, it was that one that I know where it is. Usually, I couldn't find it. So unless I was looking at it, I could not find it. That was weird that I picked it up at that point. But that's the only problem I had with the whole entire shawl, was just that one, like 6 rows. Because the yarn over, when you change the colors, it would do something twisty, funky, and it didn't look right. But other than that, it came out so perfect. I think next time I have something like that, I have to make sure I really keep an eye on it, or maybe change color a couple of stitches in instead of where I'm supposed to change color, so it won't happen again. But it's so pretty. I love this. Again, I think I'm going to use it as a light blanket for the summer because it's just so massive. I think it's a little bit small. I used a size 5, which is a 3.75 millimeter. It was originally a 4 millimeter needle. I usually go down one when I do her gauge, but I'm starting to think maybe I should start using a 6, because I think this would have been a little bit bigger if I would have done it. I had a lot of yarn left over. I was a little worried about this one running out. Luckily, we did not. So, but oh my God, it was just so much fun to knit. Highly recommend this pattern if you love lace, and it's very easy lace. So it's, as I said, you get into a rhythm, and you just have to pay attention to it, that one section, because I said she switched back to start in the beginning again instead of going all the way to make the petal. And I was like, oh, but it's awesome. It's so easy to memorize. It was just like, okay, boom, and I went through the whole row. I loved it. And I love how she connected all these different motifs. It's like the same 4 or 5 stitches, but the way she wrote them just made these different motifs. It's so cool. I can't express how much I love this whole entire project. It was a joy. Highly recommend it. my next FO was the Bronte shawl. I am so excited I finished this because basically I originally had Sweet Sparrow yarns. I had this pretty one that someone gifted me, and I was like, I want light blue and then my Alma green, which is my favorite color from her for greens. And when I did the light blue, it was too light. It kind of melted into the white section. So I was like, I need something a little bit brighter. I kept putting off buying another blue. Eventually I will do that. I might do the shawl again or do something else with that, but I definitely want that white yarn with the speckles and the blue to go with a light blue and possibly a green. It was beautiful. But so then Holly Dyeworks decided to do this as a Cal. I don't know if I even entered it. I've been so out of it lately, but I finished it. So I might have been late finishing it, but I love this. It's so cool. The lace starts on one section, that goes to this, then goes that, zigzag, and then she has a completely different lace area right there. And it's easy texture. It was so much fun to knit. The only problem I had was, again, not reading the instructions. You had to slip this stitch a certain way. I did not know that. So I took it off and I kept recasting on because I did not realize that. Then when I realized I had the whole thing fixed, then I realized that you had a purl bump over here. She did not highlight it because the lace section she highlighted, so it was great. She did not highlight that purl bump. So if you're knitting this pattern, look for the end of each lace section. So it starts off, when you start a new lace, it starts off for a purl bump. Look for that because it's easy to miss. I noticed other people have missed it. So I did rip back because I'm crazy. I think I started this 3 times. And then once I got past that point, I was boom, zooming. It was so easy to do. It's so pretty. It's massive too. For a size 4 needle, look how big that is. It's, oh my God, it's my colors. I just love it. I'm so excited about finally having this. I think I saw the Crazy Sock Lady had one, and I was like obsessed with it, and I had to knit it. But I'm so glad I knit in these colors. It's so pretty. So that's another pattern I would highly recommend, and that was by, it's called the Bronte Sister Shawl by Lindsay Flower. Look in the down bar, I have all the notes too. And I used a US 4 3.5 millimeter needle for this. And yeah, this yarn, Holly's yarn, works wonderfully with the US 4. Unfortunately, I did a shawl over here. I'll show you in a minute. That, do I even have it up here? Oh, yes, I do. Okay. That I actually am going to rip out. Maybe I'll talk about that next. Because I did use a 4, like the pattern says, it feels too tight. So this is the bag I made for myself. I am using another yarn. This I've had in my stash. This is a deep, deep, deep stash. When I first started knitting, I was obsessed with Wool and Vine yarns. Still am. And she made this beautiful, it's called Plum Pudding. Love this colorway. It's all mauve-y goodness with little specks of green in it. And I was saving for something special. This is in her Norwell base, which she doesn't have anymore. It was like cashmere and merino wool. My favorite base. I wish she would get it back. I love it. But with the US 4 needle, I'm knitting this. I don't know. It's a simple knitting. And I'm just like, I'm not interested in knitting this. And I realized why. It's very tight with the US 4. So I think I'm going to rip it out and do a US 5 3.75 millimeter. So, but this is the Country Song Shawl. I do not know who wrote this. Let me look it up. Sorry. Why don't I have that in my notes? I think the last time I did that, I did not write down who wrote it. Because I am a ditz. And that's what happens. Let's see. Country by Gabriella Venzina. Vezina. Country Song Shawl. This is another shawl. I was bored and I was looking at original episode, like the first episodes of Crazy Sock Lady, and she was wearing this shawl and I was obsessed with it. I was like, let me knit that one. And the funny thing is, when I first started knitting, I actually did buy the shawl pattern. So this is like deep stash, deep pattern, you know, pulling out. I'm so excited about this. On the bottom, it has this big, pretty border. Right now, it's just stockinette So as I said, I hate to rip it out. So I think I'm almost at the point where I start the border. But it's just so tight feeling. And I have the gauge with this, but I'm just not enjoying the fabric it's creating. So I really think I'm just going to rip it out. So that might be the next thing I do. Because I've just been throwing this to the side. It's been like, I don't want it. This should have been done really fast. I think it's cast on in January originally. And I just haven't wanted to do it. Which is weird for me. Because obviously I love shawls. Look how many I finished already. Okay. My next FO is my Into the Woods socks that I designed. The pattern is out, and you said you can use your code Sock Camp 2024 to get, I think it's 25% off on it. So this is pretty cable. Is it cable? Yeah, cable and texture pattern I did. Like when you're following trails into the woods. And the yarn I used is by All In Yarns in her guacamole colorway, or is it avocado? I forgot. She actually contacted me. She's like, I don't think that's the right one. I forgot which one. So it's either guacamole or avocado. I want to say it's guacamole. I think I originally said it was avocado. And then this is Leap of Faith yarn in Along the Lake, which is really pretty. I really enjoyed working with both of these yarns. This is my first time working with the Leap of Faith yarn. So I really enjoyed it. It's so pretty. And I finished it just in time to release the pattern because I wanted to release it for sock camp. I was glad I finished it. And actually, let me take one of these because I finished another sock. As I feel bad this year at sock camp, I haven't really been like all into it. I've been more into let's finish these shawls up. But I did start and finish one sock. I didn't finish the whole pair yet. But this is from Crazy Sock Lady. Every year in the beginning of sock camp, I will cast on one of her patterns. And this is Wispers in the Woods. I saw her knitting this actually in the same, well, the main color yarn. And I fell in love with it. So these are from Yarnable. Again, I get the 50-gram coordinating skein with it. So, and I might have enough yarn left over of this to maybe make something. Maybe I have to get another yarn and throw it in with there to make maybe another shawl or a cowl or something. I know I will use like 50 grams of this, and I'll probably only use like 20 grams of this maybe at the most. 15 maybe. So I think I could probably get a cowl out of this because it's so pretty combination. And the name of the colorways are, I can find it. Why am I not finding? Oh, there it is. Glazed and Amused. And no, Glazed and Amused is this one. Life is Short, Eat the Donut is the main color. It was like a Yarnable donut collection. But look how pretty they are. And I just love how you see the detail of the pattern. When I first started this, I was like, wow, that's a lot trying to memorize this because she doesn't have a normal cuff over here. So it's when you first cast on, you're like, oh my God. But after you do the second row, it's easy to read. Just got to remember that you have to like look at what you're knitting. You can't just do it off the top of your head. And once you get to the pattern, again, the pattern looks really complicated. It's not. It's very easy to memorize once you do like maybe 2 repeats of it. You're like, okay, got it. And then you just go with it. So I finished one sock. And now I am on the second one. Oh, I'm using my Stolen Mittens Summer Sock Camp bag, which I love. And I have from Itty Bitty Delights this cute little stitch marker of a donut. I figured let's go with the theme. And I got this much done. I actually did this yesterday. It was beautiful. We only had one game, which was really super late at night. We just didn't want to move from the house. It's hard. I don't understand what's going on with the lighting in the house. That's why it's very dark right now. I get getting no light or anything. I actually had to have the light on when I was doing this yesterday. It wasn't even raining or cloudy, but it's so hot outside I couldn't sit outside and knit, which is depressing me beyond belief. But I got all this done in one day. I'm like so proud of myself. I could see me if I just sat down today or tomorrow and finish this. I might do that. I don't know. I'm also into like a sweater right now that needs to get off the needles, but this might get done really fast. That's all I'm saying. And I always use for socks a US 1 2.25 millimeter needle. So I also use that on my Into the Woods socks. So that one is done. Okay. So this is done. I just have to sew in the neck. I finished my Bibliophile 2 sweater by Alicia Plummer. All right, is it Alicia Plummer? Yes, I'm right. Ha. I finished it. I literally knit, I think from the last podcast, I think I knit from here down, knit both sleeves. I ran out of yarn for the sleeve to around here. And then I decided, I forgot what happened. Something happened. So I just did the other sleeve till I ran out of yarn too. And then I just figured out how to finish it off. But it was literally sitting on my dining room table for over a month when all I had to knit was this much. Sick, right? Don't ask. I don't understand me. And I originally did the collar first because I wanted to get a true base on where the collar laid and get the right length for the arm, which ended up being stupid because when I picked up the stitches originally, it's a very wide neck, I guess because I'm heavier. Like the one in the picture looked really different. Also, she had a problem with the pattern. Like, not a problem with the pattern, but she didn't write what she did in the sample picture in the pattern, which was weird. So I texted her, I said, which collar is it that you have in the pattern? Because that's the one I like. That's why I bought the sweater, was for that collar. So then she told me she did the collar for 4 inches and then doubled it over and then attached it. In the pattern, you could do either just normal collar. You could do this thing where you turn it inside out. I was very confused on that. And then she had a double collar, which you just did ribbing for, and then for 7 inches, she did not do the 4-inch one. So I did the 4-inch one like she had in the picture. And it was, what kind of stitch was it? Fisherman's ribbing, I think it was called. Fisherman's ribbing? I don't know. It's just, I've knit it very wide, apparently. And I went down a size needle from what she said, too, to make it a little bit tighter. It was like down here, and it was a double thing, so it was sticking up like that. It was horrible. I hated it. So after I finished the sleeves, I ended up taking it out, redoing. I did it for 5 inches, and now I think it looks good. And it's more like here, so it's more attached. I think hers ended up here for some reason. I don't know why. Again, maybe it's because you're heavier, you're doing more increases, so it sat lower. I don't know. I think it looks fine. Actually, I could probably put it on right now. But I did do something else stupid I found out when I finished the first sleeve. I went to do the second sleeve. Realized that there was a lot less stitches in the second sleeve, which was the first one I originally knit. I did not do the decreases in there. I basically knit to this point, and then I started decreasing every 5 rounds. On the other sleeve, I did it every 10 rounds. So I was missing about 4 stitches at one point, because I think then I started every 5 rounds when I picked it up again. But originally when I knitted, I did every 10. I was at a baseball game when I was knitting this, apparently. So I screwed up. I had to rip out the other sleeve, redid the whole thing. But I did that in a day. So I finished both of these sleeves in a day. I technically had 3 sleeves. And then did the collar again for 2 days. So I'm going to put this on, show you what it looks like, what I did. I haven't sewed it in yet. I got to figure out which is the front. I want to say this is the front. I'm going with that's the front. We will find out. So it's very big on me. And even with the decreases. So I like that I made it a little bit more fitted. And then I did a rapid decrease on the bottom to make it really tight. But, so it's going to look like that on me, which I like. So originally it was like, see how it's like sticking up there? It was like down here. It was weird. I did not like that at all. So I think, wait, it's going to look, maybe. Yeah. So that's what it's going to look like. I am very happy with this. It's very comfortable. It's going to be great for the fall and winter. I love this yarn. It was so much fun to knit up. It's just the collar. You have to play with the collar. That's my recommendation for that. And I said I usually do a complete, just knit the whole sleeve and do a rapid decrease. But then I've been feeling like the bottom is a little too loose because I have big arms. That's why I do the rapid decrease up here. But then I feel like this is a little too balloony. I wanted a more fitted look. So that's why I started doing the decreases there. I am very happy with how this turned out. I hope it looks good. Once I sew in the edge. I don't know. We will see. It was definitely, I don't know, maybe I should have just done regular ribbing. Because over here is regular ribbing. She had a special stitch for up here. So, and this is the same stitch as in my Seasons cardigan, which that one is the next one I'm going to try to finish. And then I'm dying to cast on something else because I'm just tired of looking at these things. But I said I'm trying to get rid of everything. So, I'm very happy with how this turned out. Very happy with it. I can't wait to start wearing this. And I really got it. I'm waiting for when it gets good light out to sew in the neck. Because it's an easy stitch to sew in it. But I hate sewing. So I want to make sure I do it right. That's why I have not finished that completely. But this is another pattern by Alicia Plummer. I'm thinking her and Joji Locatelli are my favorite sweater designers. I really am. Because I seem to be levitating to their things. Not levitating. Maybe levitating. Levitating is when you go flying up, but yeah, I guess like levitate to their stuff. But this is the Fable shirt from Alicia Plummer. Now it's a V-neck, which I like better, especially when you have big breast V-necks, like look really good on you. And I'm very excited about this. I did not pick up the collar yet, so it's a very large V-neck. I'm hoping it goes smaller because it's going to show the girls off very well, apparently. We will see. And let me unhook this a little bit. So that's the sleeve. Oh, this is from Twice Sheared Sheep, this little thing. You could get my affiliate link down below. Oh my God, these things work so well when you're knitting sweaters because then you could tighten it up like I do when I'm knitting. And then when I want to try it on, I just loosen it and it goes. They also have cords there. And I made this cord, but they have cords you could buy and then cut them to whatever length you want. So I highly recommend them. Again, affiliate link is down below. And I have just did the first increase on the body, which I'm very excited about. I am using, stupid thing. Okay, US 7, 4.5 millimeter in Baroque Fino yarn. I don't know about it. And the color is tea rose. But I don't know if it can you see through it? I don't know. You can see through it a little bit. I might have to wear something underneath it, which I really don't like wearing little camis underneath there. I used to have nice camis and they gained weight and I don't have anymore. I'm trying to find nice ones. They seem to make them only skin tight and I don't like skin tight ones. I think it was like Ann Taylor that had some nice ones. Maybe I could find her store hers. They used to be in Woodbury Commons where I live, but I don't know. This is how it's going to look. And I think it's going to be big on me. I don't know. I'm just very iffy on this. And then I got upset because I was at baseball knitting. And I started a second skein of yarn, knit maybe 2 or 3 rows, and then the yarn started breaking. And I'm like, what the hell is that? And it did it twice. And because it's such a, you can see through this, I was like, I don't like showing, I feel like you can see where I connected the yarn. I hate that. That's only my only problem with knitting sweaters. I always feel like you see where I connect the yarn. So I try to do it, like if I'm doing it over here, I try to do it where they're doing the increases or underneath the sleeve. I try to always change yarns now, try to hide the mistake. And so I sews in and you won't as noticeable, whereas in the front or the back, I feel it's very noticeable. I've noticed on some sweaters of mine. So I haven't been very happy about that I had to do extra of that because I was hoping I only had to do it like 2 or 3 times. So now I did it because of those few rows. And I was tempted, do I rip it out all the way? Because is there something wrong with that particular ball of yarn? because I've had this again for years, this yarn. I haven't used it. It's supposed to be sport weight. I looked it up. It's, no, not sport weight. It's DK weight, it says. I don't think it is. The pattern's for sport weight. I'm feeling like this is fingerling weight or lace weight even. I don't know. So, I mean, it's going to be very pretty when it's done. And I do want to use up this yarn because I'm tired of looking at it. And I don't have enough for a long sleeve shirt. So that's why I thought this was perfect for it. But I'm iffy on this. I really am. We'll see what happens. You know, I mean, I'm sure I'll wear it during the fall. This is probably going to end up being like a fall sweater because it's very mohair-y feeling kind of the yarn. It's silky and mohair-y at the same time. So I don't know if it's going to, maybe it's better if I wear a cami. It might bother me. I don't know. And I have one more set of yarn in this in a deep purple. So I have to figure out something to use that. I'm just trying to get rid of my stash. It's like out of control. But it's going to be very pretty. I might end up knitting this pattern again in an actual sport weight yarn that's thicker. I don't know. I think it was originally, she wanted it in a size, I mean, a US 8 needle. And I ended up going down a needle, and I still feel like it's going to be very big on me. I don't know. We will see. Watch it be tight on me, and it's just completely fooling me. Because, look, it's like, I don't know. We will see. Watch it fit perfectly. I've been bitching for nothing. I don't know. And I have it in my kitchen sink shop bag, which I've had forever, and I haven't used it yet, so I'm very excited to use it because I thought it looked pretty with that. And it was small, so it was easy to carry with me to baseball, and I don't have to think when I'm knitting this, which is fabulous. I'm just doing a stockinette to the bottom, and then there's a pretty like little lace on the bottom, so I loved that. And my last thing I am knitting on is a new pattern by me. I made this bag too when I had a sewing machine. I want a sewing machine again, I think. I feel bad spending the money getting a sewing machine, but then I'm like, I think it's time. I need one. All right, so this is a collaboration I'm doing with, let me get this thing out, Kettle and Hearth yarn fiber. She has such a cute little design. So we're hoping to release this pattern out the middle of August. I have finished the body. I am going to start the border. It will be done probably within a week, knowing me, which is fabulous. And the yarn colorways I am using, the first one is Fern, which is beautiful green. Then it has this pretty peachy sand color, it's called sand. It's peachy kind of beigey color. And then this gorgeous pink, which is called Old Pink. So when we talked about doing this, she goes to me, okay, go on my website, look at it, or the Instagrams, let me know what colors you like. First picture I found, oh my God. It was like she made that picture for me. There were so many different color combinations I wanted. I was obsessed. I had such a hard time picking things. I actually wrote to her like 10 different combinations. I'm like, pick one, just give me anything. And then she was so sweet. She actually went and was like, putting them together to see which ones I liked and everything. So we ended up settling on these three, and look how gorgeous they are together. Oh my God. I love it so much. I'm calling this the Falling Petals Shawl. And look how pretty that is. Like, these are like little petals falling. I love it. And then I think I'm going to have it have a lace thing on the bottom that it's just like all the petals just gathered up with. And this is a stitch marker from Holly Dyeworks. She's having like a garden collection that's been coming out, and I bought in the beginning of the year the whole collection. So every couple of months we get a new one. I think there's 3 in the whole collection. The next one's coming out soon. So I want to say this is from Latch and Lou. Originally, Gwenspirations was making the Progress Keepers. I'm not sure which one this one's from. So it's from one of the 2 of them. But it's so pretty. I love this whole project. So much fun. I've been dying. I just got to add the border, and I got to decide which border I want to add on to this. But it's so pretty. And look at these. Look how pretty these colors are. I just love it so much. Oh my God. I'm using a lot of these in the border. So I'm pretty much used up all the green, which I'm very sad about. I got this much left. And I do want to I want to see if I can have enough that I could put it in the border too. It'd be nice just to do a little row every so often with that. We will see if I have enough. But these are going to be the border. It's so pretty. Oh my God. And it's such an easy knit. So I'm excited to release this out to you guys. So, and I'm using a US 6 for this, actually. I think I'm changing to my shawls to being US 6s now, which is weird. I don't know. US 6, 4.4 millimeter. I don't know. All of a sudden I'm knitting with those. I used to always do 5s. But I am enjoying this project so much. Alright, so that is the end of what I've knitted. I mean, I did do a good amount, but considering it's been 2 months, maybe not 2 months, a month and a half, I felt like I would have done more. But I think I was really just concentrating on finishing things. So it felt like I wasn't really working on too much because I was working on that one thing till it was done. Then I went to the next one, then it was done. But I did pretty good, I think. I think I did pretty good. All right, again, I haven't really been buying anything. The only thing I have to show you is the Yarnables for this month and last month. I am not sure which is which. I feel really bad. Let me look at this. Shoot. This is what happens when you put things in a bin so the kids don't touch it. All right, the first one. Oh, I know. Yes. I know what it was. Okay. So, yes. Okay. This one's that one. You know how I know? I can tell because of it was lemonade themed. So those are from my things. Oh, these are from Twice-Sheared Sheep too. I love these. These like row counters. So these can do every other one. So you can do only odd ones or just even ones, which is cool. And then she has the whole thing. I like them when they're connected in the round because I felt like when you didn't connect it, it was hanging there a lot. And the one side was really short where the circular is always the same length hanging there. But these really help with sweater knitting. I was using them a lot with that sweater. And they have another one that's a stitch marker, that's a tape measure. Unfortunately, my kids lost it. But I did buy the advent calendar. I'm hoping to got another one of those in the advent calendar for Twice-Sheared Sheep. So it was really cool because when I wanted to do the length, I was knitting to the length that was on the stitch marker. I loved that. I want to know where my kids put it. I'm really mad they touched it. But, okay. So one collection was lemonade themed. Oh, wait, this says May. Is this May? Okay, yeah, these two go together. She labels everything, which is fabulous. So this is Berry Citrus Bliss. And then this one is grapefruit. It's not grapefruit, it's gray pea fruit. So it's nice gray that could go with there if you want. I think I would use this by itself, though. It's really pretty. This might be a Curious Handmade sock. I'm thinking I might just do one sock in this pretty colorway. Be really pretty. Okay. Then it came with, my kids are going to be so happy we could finally use it, a lemonade. And then it came with raspberry lemonade dips. I'm not sure what this is. I thought it was for a drink, but then I think it's like a snack or something. Oh, it's a dip. So you mix it with cream cheese and like whipped cream, I guess. Or maybe it says add 8 ounces cream cheese and 8-ounce whipped topping in bowl and blend together. I guess this is the whipped topping. So you mix those two together. No, then you add a batter contest. So whipped topping. What's a whipped topping? I guess whipped cream? I don't know. I'm kind of curious what this would taste like. What stinks is that it's a lot, and I would only want to make a little bit at a time, and I don't think you could freeze it. I feel like you have to eat the whole thing, so I think it'd be good if you had a party make that. So that came together, and then it came in with these cute little tags that say, thanks, I made it. And you could put that in your sweaters. And then the one from this month, my kids are eyeing like crazy. I'm in fights with them right now. It's like a plant-themed one. So this one for June, it's a sucker for you. I'm a sucker for you. And then this one, which is the coordinating 51, I'm a little prickly. Then it came with this little lip gloss, which I have been using. And my kids want to steal it from me. And I'm not letting them because I like it. And then it came with this, which I want to open, but I don't know how to open this. It's cute. It says Good Times. It's antibacterial wipes in here, which I definitely want to leave this in my pocketbook and open it. But I guess you open it and then you pull it out, or do you... I'm trying to figure out how to open this without making a mess. I don't know. I will figure it out one day. So those came in, and then it came with a straw topper. I might give this to my kids. I have a little succulent. And that's what came in this month. Okay. So that is it. I can finally put this stuff away. I'm telling you, I just want to declutter everything. I'm done. I'm getting rid of books. I'm getting rid of everything. Like, not my books, but like my kids' books that they're too old for. I'm finally going to go to the little libraries and just start giving them away over there. I'm so excited. Okay. So the next thing is my Cozy Mysteries. So if you are not here for Cozy Mysteries, thank you so much for joining us. And don't forget, like and subscribe. And if you're here for Cozy Mysteries, wait, I got a lot for you. So I found out my local library has something really cool over there. They have an area where you can buy used books. And these books, I don't think they're used. They look brand new. So I'm there with my kids because my oldest son, thank God, has finally gotten the reading bug. He's obsessed with reading. I am so, so, so happy. And he wanted to get some books. So we went over there to go look. And I just happened to walk past this table. It said Cozy Mysteries. I'm like, what? I got into so much trouble, y'all. So much trouble. And they were so cheap. I think I spent $22. And then when I did the math, I want to say if I would have bought it, it would have been over $400, the books. They were $1 a book or $2 a book. It was crazy. And it was like it was made for me because sitting there was a Bake Shop Mystery by Ellie Alexander. I'm not kidding you. It was this one, A Crime of Passion Fruit, which was the first in the list of books that was there. There was about 10 of those books. So this is the 4th or 5th one in the series. This is exactly where I let off of the book. I'm not kidding you. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, what? So it was sitting there. I bought all the books from that. I now only have, I think, 4 more of the series I need. Just mind-boggling. Look how perfect that is. Not even all the books are like this. It's insane to me. And then I got some other books for the series from them too. And my husband, when he came home, he's like, what did you do? He thought I actually bought these in the bookstore. I said, no, I only paid $22 for this. I swear to God. I did not do this because, as I said, it would have been $400, so I bought this normally. I could not believe it. Then another one was A Gentleman's Guide, which Kensington has sent me the last 2 or 3 in that series. So I have them. I have to get the first 3 in the series. They had the first one there. I was like, come on, are you serious? And I got a couple other ones. Some were serious. I think I just went at that point was like just seeing stars. I was like, I need them all. And I was just buying. If it's a Cozy Mystery, I bought it. And then I went there a couple more times trying to find more. They didn't get any more in. I even tried calling Scarsdale to see if they had a used book thing that they sell. No, they don't. But this was just beautiful. Like brand new. Absolutely brand new. All of them were like no, 2 were not. I got one of the, oh God, what was it? Cupcake Mysteries from Jenny McKinley. That one was red. That was definitely red. I haven't read any of that series yet. So I was like, I'm just going to get it for $1. Okay, whatever. And I think it was one other one that looked red. But out of 22 books, I think it was 22 or 16 books, I think. Some of them were hardcover. Oh, yeah, I got a Laura Child hardcover for $2. I think these were $1, and then the hardcovers were $2. That's why I was. So I think I did get like 20 books. Because I got 2 hardcovers. And I was like, are you serious? Like, what? It was crazy. So I got that, and I really, really excited about finishing the series finally. Read this one. It was amazing. I thought it was going to be a little bit not my favorite, because I noticed when they have the cozy mysteries, they go away on a vacation or a festival and they're away from the main characters. I don't like the books. This was not the case. And also had her ex-husband, which he annoys the heck out of me. He's like, I'm a Latin lover. Blue, blue. Everyone falls in love. Oh, the food is so good. He does that constantly. I can't stay. I'm married to a Cuban. We don't talk like that. No. So it's like very over the top for me that this guy was talking like that, and he's obsessed with food. And I was just like, okay. Like, he's having orgasms over food. So I'm not really a fan of that character. But it was really well written. I loved that they were on the boat there, where she used to work, the main character, which is Jules. And her mother and the detective was there. They found a body, of course. She always finds bodies. Everyone always finds bodies in these movies, in these books. So she found them. She had to find out who was the murderer, and she helped her future stepfather to find the murderer, because her mother is going to be engaged soon to him. It's coming. It's coming. Actually, did it come? I think. But I loved this one. It was really well written. So much fun. I can't wait to read the next one in the series. If I didn't have so many arcs, I probably would be reading this one. Then I got a new one. It's an arc from Kensington, A Pose Before Dying. I think it came out. Yes, it came out in May 21st. So it will be out now. It's a new series by Alex Erickson. Cat Yoga Mystery. It was so cute. I actually like this better than his other series. It was adorable. She basically, her mother is a evil, not evil, but she's and she wants everyone in the family to join the family business. She did not want to join the family business. So she wanted to open up a yoga studio where she has cats. And you could adopt the cats and everything. So it's really cute. She actually adopted this little black cat. And she's opened the studio next to a dog groomer's place. The dog groomer is crotchety. He keeps calling every minute. He hates them. He's trying to close it down. He calls the police, everything. And then they find a body in the yoga studio. And then they have to figure out, solve it and everything. It was such a cute series. The characters were so much fun. I do want to see more relationships. Also, the uncle seemed nasty too, like the mother. And then the father is divorced from the mother. And he married her best friend, and they don't talk anymore. So then they sort of talked a little bit now. So I kind of just want to see where that relationship is going. But it was a really cute, fun series. Highly recommend it. Then we went to one of my favorites. Actually, it is my favorite. It is Krista Davis. This is the last that I have. This was another arc from Kensington. I love her. She is my favorite author. If you have not read one of her books, you need to. Every series is gold. This is my favorite series, though. The Diva Goes Overboard. It's a domestic diva mystery. It's so much fun. Let me see if I can remember which one this one was. I read 3 of them recently. Oh, yeah, this one. So basically, the last few books, usually she'll stumble upon a body. This one is like she finds a body, but it's not people, anything to do with her. The people know her from, I guess, from solving so many mysteries. They're actually coming to her now to ask her, can you please solve this mystery? So she was catering a party. The guy that was engaged to Natasha, who's her complete rival's mother, died. And they asked, can you please find... He was actually asking, I have a problem. I need you to solve it right before he died. So she never found out what that was. And then in his will, he leaves the entire furniture place to her. So it's this big, really expensive antiques furniture store. And the family is having a fit that why did they leave it to her? I think she's sleeping with him or something. She's not. He knew someone was out to get him, and he wanted her to figure out who the murderer is. And he also wanted her to take care of her daughter, because the daughter was married to this really nasty guy who was there for only the money. So it was like kind of like a plot to try to get, help the daughter out eventually. And then eventually she gives away the stuff back to the family, but they're all being really nasty to her while she's trying to find the murderer and everything. It was so well written. The one before this was not my favorite of the series. I was a little upset. I'm like, oh God, please don't tell me now we're going to decline. No, this took up, oh my God, so good. I'm back to being obsessed with the series again. Loved it. Highly recommend it. Any of Krista David books, highly recommend. Even the one that I said that was before this, I forgot what it was. It was still a really good book. It's just considering the level of all her other diva ones, I think I was like my least favorite of the whole series. But I highly recommend this series. It's so much fun. I love the characters. They're like the Scooby-Doo gang. They're like always ready for a good mystery to try to solve. So that was a lot of fun to watch. To read. Now this is another series I'm really enjoying. It's a Tea by the Sea mystery. I actually am caught up to it now. By Vicky Delaney. So this first one was Steeped in Malice. Basically the plot to both books, well, the backstory is, she owns a tea shop in Cape Cod where her grandmother, who was originally a server in an English mansion, fell in love with her grandfather, moved to America, and she always wanted to open up another place where she owned and she could have like a little mansion. So she buys this mansion in Cape Cod, sells to her granddaughter, can you come here, please, and you can open a tea shop and help me run the bed and breakfast in the mansion. So she does that. So she lives on this estate. The grandmother owns the bed and breakfast, but she doesn't want to do anything. She makes her basically run everything. And so the first one this is the fourth one in the series, I think it is. It's a Steeped in Malice. It was cute. She went to an antique store and she bought this little Velveteen Rabbit set. And it was a little like, wow, like her old life and her new life got connected because her ex-fiance, who she was so evil to her, married this woman, and she came into her tea shop saying, I want that tea set, give me that tea set. And she was like, why am I going to give you that tea set? And she's so like, yeah, come back after work, I'll give it to you. Even though she bought the tea set legally and everything, it was at an antique store. It was accidentally sent to the antique store. That was the story. So she was like, okay, yeah. And the woman was so nasty. Then she comes in, she rips open the box, doesn't want the actual tea set. She just wanted the paper that was hidden in the box. Then later on, she finds out that her friend, not really a friend, like a frenemy kind of person from her old life came in. And she's the half-sister of that woman. And she gets stuck in this mystery of this will and who killed the woman. It was just, she gets thrown in. She doesn't want to be part of it. It's a lot of fun. It's really well written. Again, both of these books I read so fast. I think I read them in 2 or 3 days. Loved them. And then the next one in the series, which is the one that is coming out in July. So it's July 23rd. Sorry, I don't have my reading glasses on. Is A Trouble is Brewing. This is an arc I got. It was another good one. She basically is throwing a wedding shower, and they don't want them to get married, the parents, so then they're having a fit, and there's a lot of ancient history with the family. Like, he was originally, the father of the groom was supposed to marry the mother of the bride, and they didn't, and there was a big fight going on and everything, and they're warring families, so it was like Romeo and Juliet throughout the whole thing. So it was really well written. I enjoyed it. I love the characters in this. I do have to say I liked this one better than this one because it was just more interesting, but I recommend this series very highly. And I've got 2 more books that I have read. I got the pictures. These are on my Kindle. So this one was an arc from Tara Lush. Actually, I think it came out now. Every Hex You Take, a Crescent Moon mystery. Oh, yeah, that's good. And the light's not going on there. Perfect. Yeah, you can't see it, so you can see it like that. Love this series. I've loved all these books. I loved, except for the last one after this. That's the only one I've read recently. So this is a lot of fun. This is about witchcraft. She has a power that when you touch stuff, she remembers the past or what happened when you touch that object. So it's really cute. She's just coming into her power. She moves to Florida. She inherited her aunt's property. So this is the 3rd one in the series, I think it is. And she basically, she goes in there and she's going to join a coven. And they said, you have to perform this one task. to join the coven. So you have to solve an old mystery. What I like about the series, it's not, oh, I found a dead body. She always gets like a ghost mystery that she's trying to help the ghost solve the murder. So in the last book, we met a ghost that lived in the, not bayou, like in a lake, basically, somewhere, maybe a swamp. So she helped solve the last mystery. So now this one, we find out that this is connected to how she was murdered, which I thought was very interesting because it tied the two books together. And I like that we found out how she was murdered, and then we found out the actual mystery of this. So there was like two mysteries and one that they ended up being connected. So I enjoyed that a lot. And they're also fun characters. I do miss the cowboy witch. She's funny. She was only in a little bit, but it was a really good series. And also the mother came back into the series. I've never met her, but she came in the series and she found out she had power. So I'm thinking the next one, she might tell her daughter that she has the power, see how that goes. But it ended up being really good. So Every Hex You Take by Tara Lush. Now, this next one was for the Cozy Mystery Book Club. I'm in shock. I did not like this. It's Agatha Christie, which I love, her Miss Maple series. Apparently, I don't like Hercule Poirot, but I like the movies. But I wasn't into this. Everyone was saying how great it was, and I was just like, we're repeating information constantly. I just couldn't get into it. I don't know. So it was The Mysterious Affairs of Styles. I've had this book for years. It's the first Poirot mystery. I don't know. I just couldn't get into it. Everyone loved it. So if you like Agatha Christie, go for it. It's not my cup of tea. I think because he's actually a detective, so I don't like the detective ones. I like when it's the amateur sleuth mostly. And also I didn't like that he knew the murderer. Like, we had another 100 pages. He knew who the murderer was. And then he was like, let me see if it really is that. And then we had stuff keep going. And I'm just like, but you know who it is. Like, why are we still doing this? It's a short book, too. So it was just like, I don't know. It's not my cup of tea. So, yeah. So those are the books I read. And I am currently reading the next one for the Cozy Mystery. I'll talk about that in the next one. I have not started. Actually, no. It's Murder in the Lakeside Library is the book. I read that one last year. So now I'm reading the second one. But I've read maybe 2 pages of it. Yeah, I wanted to read the second and third one of the series. So I had the whole thing done. And I don't know if that's happening. 'Cause I just keep getting distracted. It's bad. But maybe today I'll be able to read a lot. 'Cause tomorrow is Cozy Mystery Book Club night, which is a book club that every Tuesday, the last Tuesday of every month, they do a live thing on the internet where you could type in and talk to people. So it's like a regular book club, but it's on the internet. And she has a host she talks to about the book. And then she reads the comments. She talks to you as well. So I highly recommend it. Again, that's linked in the bottom. I've been a part of that club for 4 years. And yeah, I love that club. I look forward to the last Tuesday of every month. And I'm always like, everyone leave me alone. It's the last Tuesday of every month. I'm going for it. So I hope you all enjoy it. And I hope to see you soon. I'm not too sure because of my kids now off from school. I thought I'd be doing a lot more stuff now that they're in school, both of them. And apparently I don't. I actually am doing more for them than when they were out of school. I don't understand how this is happening, but we will see. I'm hoping maybe I could send them to my neighbor's house for like a half an hour so I could record and do it every 2 weeks. I don't know. If not, I might see you in September. But don't forget, like and subscribe so you know when a new episode comes out, because I don't know when it's going to. I'm hoping in 2 weeks. That's what I'm praying for. I always say that and something happens. Something always happens in my family. It's crazy. But I hope to see you soon. Everyone have a great summer if I don't. And like and subscribe. Bye, guys.